It's about sharing the epiphany. It's that moment that you realized, shit,
I'm gonna dedicate my life to
that's not how it's going to be anymore. And you tell people how it was, how it's not going to be like that anymore, and why, and who helped you change your mind, and what they've shown you. And that's it. And people are going to want to know, anybody that relates to your story or feels similar or you know, any type of pain is going to want to know, is going to want to meet the people that you've met that are giving you this love, this friendship, this education, this coaching, this way out of your stuck situation. I want to meet those people. And I did want to meet those people when I heard the last person's story, and you wanted to meet those people when you heard my story. And that's what it is. It's not about standing, looking pretty, and producing an ad. It's about getting in front of the damn camera and crying your eyes out with your heart and saying, I felt so much pain and I can't live like that anymore. I won't live like that anymore because I know that there's better now. Like Jan said, I'm not going back to my job. I'm not that guy anymore. I can't be that guy. Doesn't work. Done. I don't care. I'll be starving with the love of my life on a beach somewhere, and that will be paradise. Because the money doesn't matter. Nothing else matters. It's love and it's fulfillment and freedom. That's it. That's all. That's all there is. And is there a person on this planet that doesn't want that? Like, seriously? And if that person exists, you don't want them anyways. You don't want them to listen. And someone that says, oh, you're full of shit, you don't want that person. And you want to say to people, and you're talking to them, if you guys think I'm full of shit, do me a favor, don't click, because I don't want to talk to you later. I don't want you part of my family. But those of you who do believe what I'm talking about, because it's true and I'm living it, and I found it, just let me show it to you. That's all I ask. Do yourself that service and let me show it to you. That's all. I'm not a marketer. I'm a being who is in pain, that found something. I just found something. I took a shot. I believed in myself for 1 second and clicked on something when everybody else said, you're not going to go and click on shitty, like, stupid things on the internet. And I just did it. And look at what I found. Like, I don't even know what's inside this machine that I hang out in all the time and all these people around the planet, you know? That's why we're talking about getting out and going and touching and sharing some hugs and some real live energy. Because sometimes it's like, shit, like, is this real? This can't be real. This is too wonderful. This is what I do now. I spend my time hanging out with my friends, my true friends, who I can cry in front of and talk about what troubles me and what I need to overcome and what I have overcome. And the things I have overcome and I have learned, I could share them. And I could share them in a crazy, hypermanic, you know, ADD sort of way on a certain day, in a depressed mood in another day. If I'm depressed, I'm not hiding from you guys. I'm showing up here on Friday. I wouldn't ever hide from you guys. I would hide from those out there. And sometimes not even. I'll just stay in my own quietness, you know, and not really socialize. But here, you get whatever me is showing up today. The me that doesn't shut up and yak, and like, you know, to the point that I'm like sick of hearing myself. Sometimes you get that me. You know, you get all kinds of me's, and that's what it's about. And don't you want to be with the people that accept you without judgment unconditionally? So go talk to those people. Say, this is me. This is my story. This is the pain I felt, and I'm figuring out a way out of it. And if you want to figure your way out of your pain, maybe come check out what I've checked out. That's it. That's all, folks.
God don't praise me
That's
because
all.
I beat Joe Frazier. God don't give nothing about Joe Frazier.
That's what videos are. They're not
I'm gonna
videos.
dedicate my life to
They're
using my name
just
and popularity, helping charities,
share with
helping
passion.
people,
Like Stu
uniting
said to
people,
us when we had that talk
people
with him
bumming
that
each
day.
other because of religious
You know,
beliefs. We need
only
somebody in the
shoot
world to help us
a video
peace.
when you're
So
inspired.
when I die, if there's a heaven,
You know,
I'm
this
gonna
week
see
I'm
it.
inspired. I didn't shoot videos for a few weeks because I wasn't into it. And instead of saying, oh my God, fuck, I haven't shot any videos, I can't believe we're not doing work, we're being irresponsible. No, it's like, whatever. When it comes, I've learned that about myself. When it comes, full force. And so I grabbed Mitch the other day and I said, okay, it's here, come, let's grab the equipment. And we just drove in the car. Where we go, I don't know. We'll know when we get there. And that's what happened. We went on an adventure. Find those adventures, guys. Like, just the adventure could be sitting on the floor in the corner of your room and just snuggling up with your phone and just like this, you know, and just talking. And listen to it back after, because that one heart that you might touch might be your own. It's interesting because what you said is that I could probably talk like this to the cab driver. Yes, now I do. One of my favorite times is at the grocery store at the checkout line, especially at Costco, because I find everybody in Costco is in a good mood. So I love, like, you know, having fun with those people as I'm putting the groceries all on the conveyor. But it wasn't always like that. I was a very quiet guy. I didn't talk to anybody. I didn't think that people understood my quirky humor, and that I didn't think they needed me to share with them. And I was kind of selfish and didn't want to share me with them. And I wanted to live in my bubble, and I wanted to complain all the time how nobody gets me. And I can't go out with other couples with my wife because I don't like the conversation and I don't fit in with those guys, and nobody this and nobody that and all of this shit that was all about them. And you know what, guys? The day all that changed and all of a sudden I was just me, unconditionally, life changed. And it doesn't matter, because sometimes now what I find is that checkout person who's had a shitty day and they're tired, and when you look at them and you just say, aren't you dying to get out of here already? Like, you look exhausted, and they're like, oh my God, you have no idea. You know, and you just start up a conversation and they're your friend all of a sudden, and you've touched them. And if you say, you know, and you just talk about stuff. And when you go for dinner and somebody, you know, and you don't know what to talk about, and you say like, oh, wouldn't you rather be like out on the slopes than here? Are you a skier? And you just go in a direction with something that you love talking about. And all of a sudden you're like, wow, I could talk to people. And you see that the people feel better. And then it's like a drug, just like this is a drug, right? Like the amount of people's lives you're gonna save are gonna be unbelievable. All I offered you was friendship and maybe a little guidance based on what I figured out. Okay, now you're gonna offer that to the next one. Mark's gonna offer that to the next person. And that's what we're doing, guys. Don't put it so big on our shoulders. I'm not some martyr. I'm not some guru. I'm not that guy. The one thing that I really did figure out is just to be me and to share that person. And that's what you got to figure out for yourselves. And when you start to share that person, everything's going to change, you know, everywhere. And then all of a sudden you're good. It's not going to be an ad anymore. You know, it's just going to be that piece of content that you shared in order for people to connect with you, so that maybe they could change their own lives, because they have the power to do that. You're not selling anybody anything ever. You're just being true to you and sharing that person with different type of media or in person. And, you know, in order to live a fulfilling life, that's your obligation. Because it's selfish to keep that wonderful person to yourself. It's our obligation. You know, and that's what that cliche about getting out of your own way. You know, you need to love you, and you need to share you. Because what a shame to spend life on this planet, if it's real or if it's not, and I don't know some days, but you know, interacting with everybody else like we all do, busy all the time. But to do that in the cold and in the dark, in sadness and sorrow and fear and pain, to only figure it out on your deathbed or never, how sad is that? And could you imagine how many people end up that way? And you see them when you're in traffic, you see them when they're behind honking their horn at you to get out of the way because they're rushing to nowhere that they want to be. You know, you see it when a parent is aggravated and on their phone and their child's trying to get their attention for something they're excited about, and they're like, stop! You know? And maybe just something that you say to somebody, in some way you touch them, could change their life. So those of us who realize that we have that power, it's our obligation. You don't have to be a guru. You don't have to feel like it's on your shoulders to save everybody's life. But it's our obligation, once you've come this far, to take the next step and share that little piece of yourself, so that a person might just open their eyes, their hearts, to possibility and change something in their life, so that they don't live in the dark and the cold and the pain.
You should let them know.
That's all.
Oh, the light that you give me will ever glow.